Wow, what a great day on the trail today. We had a little bit of everything. Blue sky, snow squalls, trail breaking. It was great. Good workout. I'm tired, but I'm glad to be here. Before I get my pack unpacked, I figured I'd take a moment and show you what I like to carry in my pack on a day like this. Got the fire going, so now I can start to relax and take my boots off here in a second. But one thing I don't have with me right here is I don't have my avalanche gear. Okay, that's hut dependent. On this hut there was not any avalanche danger, so I chose not to bring it. I don't plan to go out and ski any avalanche terrain, so that's why I don't have it. But anyhow, when I pack my pack, I like to think about I'm living off about the top third of my pack, top quarter to the top third of my pack throughout the course of the day. So I want to have stuff readily available right there. Everything else down below is just for later this evening or the what-ifs along the trail. So let me do this real quick. One thing I always like to have, and it was good to have today, are my goggles. Another thing is my shell. It's nice to have that. I use that again today too. Oh, when I got here it was cold, so I had a neck gaiter. That was good. Other things. This time of year it's cool, so I tend to bring a couple lightweight down jackets. This is a super lightweight down liner jacket. It's great for an extra layer to have. Okay. I like to have my food and snacks along the trail. I have another layer. When I first get to the hut here, the first thing I do is pull this thing off and put something dry and warm on. It's a good way to keep me warm. Likewise, it's good to have my thermos available. What else? Oh, I always carry a couple different hats along with me. One might get wet, or I might need extra for one of my partners. What else? Oh, got an extra pair of gloves. That's always wise, especially when these gloves get cold and wet from futzing in the snow. Nice to have some dry gloves. Yep, another little puff layer here. Keeps me insulated, warm. What else here? All right. So that pretty much brings me down through what I carry throughout the course of the day that I have available for me. Food, water, and clothing. All right. Once I get to that, some of the things I'm going to want for the evening. I'm going to have a t-shirt to wear around because this is not going to kind of stink, but this isn't that comfortable. I bring an extra shirt. I also have a pillowcase that I'll bring. I like to have my own pillowcase when I get to bed. Of course, I have a sleeping bag. This sleeping bag happens to be about a 40-degree bag, which is great because I have extra clothes. So if I get cold, I can put those on, and usually the huts are quite warm. What else do I have here? Okay, now I get all of my good stuff, all the food and everything for my overnights here. This is great. So but that's buried down there because I'm not going to need it throughout the course of the day. All right, what else do I have? Well, next thing I have here is a repair kit. And when you plan a repair kit, you have to look at your specific gear and think, what can I break and what do I need to fix it? A lot of things that I bring a pole repair kit. It's just a half of a piece of conduit and some hose clamps. It's great to wrap around a broken pole. Another thing I have in here is a roll of duct tape. I've got some zip ties. These things are now really great. I've got a spare pole basket. I've got some electrical tape. Electrical tape is great because duct tape doesn't always work when it's wet, but electrical tape a lot of times will stick. Plus some miscellaneous other things specific for my gear. All right, what else do I have in here? Of course, then I have my overnight type of day stuff also. In here I have a little pocket knife. I've got some ski straps. I've got a headlamp. I've got my compass and sunscreen. And of course for that aching back, I've got some of my medications. All right, what else? Oh yeah. Can't forget my first aid kit. And in my first aid kit, since this is one thing that always stays with me, I always have some emergency fire starter here. I have, a candle. I've got some steel wool and some spare buckle for my pack and things like that. Some fire starter there. And your first aid kit appropriate to your training. All right, what else? Oh, I always like to keep myself a pair of extra wool mittens. Those are always nice to have. Oh yes, a pair of hut slippers or shoes. These things are great, and I'm going to get out of them here shortly. All right, what else? Oh, I always tend to carry with me a little sit pad. I always like to have a sit pad. This is great if I have to sit out on the trail, have to spend the night, gosh forbid, but insulation from the ground. I can also sit on my pack once I pull everything out. But somebody might need this. It comes in handy. I could make with various things, a SAM splint. I could add some padding and make a good splint for somebody if needed. And what else here? I've got a couple trash bags that I like to carry with me for emergency shelter. Now, everybody is different. Your comfort level, what do you want to carry? Should you carry a bivy sack? Should you carry a tent? You find that, I like to find the balance of what's important to have with me versus being a pack mule and carrying everything. And then I just carry some extra slings and stuff just in case. Well, that's all I have. Time for a little tea. And that's it for today's Fireside Chat from Scott. Enjoy.